everyone.
And it's not
episode
9
95.
o'clock at night and 100 degrees and
Yeah.
very hot.
Texas
Not.
doesn't suck right
It's 4,000 degrees.
Not cooking us slowly.
Welcome to the Slider Kings.
podcast.
The Slider Kings podcast.
That's us.
That's us. Before we get into tonight's episode, Hayden does want to talk about the Slider Kings as well as other folks we like to partner with.
Hey!
That's right. They're called Sirenscape, and I'm going to say it first before I forget. The Slider Kings do all the ambiance for half the price, and that price is free. Go
Cheap ass
get
free.
them. Get on over to Sirenscape. We also, for music, use Beyond Skyrim. We use Celestial Aeon Project. We use Scanless Short Halt music, and Tyler
All
sits
those
down,
people.
he puts a nice little order for us, puts it together for you at home, and it sounds grand. So with all those folks together, all those cool partners, we got some good playlists. So go check them out on our website at rollslayers.com/partners. We also... do I have to do more, or do you want to do the next ones?
Go for it. You're on the roll.
We also...
Well, we also have our pals over at Eldritch Foundry. They make minis in a customizable fashion. If you use our code at checkout, Roll Slayers, you get 15% off. So, you know, if you're really feeling like you need to make just a really sexy halfling
with finger guns.
with finger guns.
Or a football
really,
helmet.
Or if you're tired of having to use fire sauces as your bad guys,
Also,
you can-
yes.
you can make minis.
Or you can just make Iodon Thadritil and give him a greaser jacket and sunglasses.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do a tiger on the back of the coat.
You could
but
paint
You have to
it.
hand
You can-
paint that.
Yeah.
You could build a pretty close depiction of
Mhm.
Iodon Thadritil from the sunglasses included from the rest of the information we've given in
sleeveless
this
coat.
podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, again,
Sleeveless
head on
duster.
over there.
Mhm.
Go to Eldritch Foundry.
Reed cannot.
I think it's Eldritch-Foundry.
He has
But
scars all over his arms.
She's like really here for a bad boy.
In addition, we've got our Patreon, which is just patreon.com/rollslayers. With the support of viewers like you, Tyler was able to quit his job and run this full time.
I was able to buy
Tyler.
some fancy shotgun mics so that we can get rid of table mics in the campaign too.
Hey-ya!
Ooh.
That's right.
By the way,
Don't
So
hate
with the
that.
support of
Hey,
viewers
basic.
like you've actually made this podcast better. So, you know, it's pretty great. The money's going towards the show 100%. Honestly, Tyler's still working a job. We're all working jobs.
We are.
But anything that we get from Patreon goes right back into the show. So head
We've
over
actually been bought
Give us-
out by Mr. Beast, so now we all can quit our jobs.
there. Give us $600 a month. Patreon.com/rollslayers. And the last one is our social media channels. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Discord.
Yeah.
Discord's where all the action happens, but if you want to pop in and see all the good work Rigo's been doing on our Reels and TikToks, been pretty impressed with those lately. Great job, Rigo. They're
It's
pretty
true.
fun.
They have been
They
exquisite.
are
They've been
so fun.
immaculate. Go check those out. Say hello to us, and then drop in on Discord and see me post pictures from all the hikes that I've been doing this summer.
They are beautiful.
They are.
Thank you.
They are.
Thank
We
you, everyone.
kind of hate it. It's 4 million degrees here.
Yeah,
We are
it's-
jealous,
it's,
but we are also happy for you.
Yes.
Kind of.
Maybe. Also, World Anvil. Check them out. They're sick. I feel like I plug them every time, so you probably know by now why they're amazing. So just check them out at worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers.
No history lesson?
No history lesson. That's a John thing.
I don't have anything off the top of my
See,
head.
he doesn't have any history nuggets, and I probably do if I racked my brain, but I don't.
That's what you need World
I don't
Anvil
wanna
for.
rack my brain.
Yeah,
Sorry.
keep track of all the history.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Here's a history nugget for you.
Uh-oh.
I have my chronicle up. In 432 BDW, the Realm Wars start. Or I'm sorry, not the Realm Wars. In 367 BDW, the Fathom Wars started in Eltheris. So now you know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never heard of those.
Now you have. Why don't we-
Here's another history nugget. King Wenceslas wasn't actually a king. He was a duke.
I didn't know
Mm.
that. Now I do.
Napoleon was
Gosh, I
that
hate
short.
that song.
From the hit song.
I hate it.
Well, he's a saint in the Orthodox Church.
Ooh, it's
Oh.
Buddy Holly's birthday
To-
today.
Today.
Today?
Oh, it's also
September
the anniversary of when Tupac was shot.
R.I.P.
That's sad.
Wow.
All right.
this just.
This could go the whole time.
The anniversary of Uncle Sam being nicknamed Uncle Sam.
Let's play some D&D.
Thanks, the History Channel.
Let's do it.
Last we left off, the party made their way to Erngal, spoke with Brockner Puler before being betrayed, and then spoke with other members of the Quintessence Pursuant, as well as encountering not one but all three monarchs of the Elven city-states, otherwise known as the Shilkamvaris, the three companions. And Iadon Thadritil with his... the leader of his organization, the Twilight Expedition. Chatting with them, as well as shopping around a little bit, the party made their way to the continent of Iadosos, across the ocean to the east, where they encountered this large valley with a city and a river tumbling down from the mountains. The river, not the city. And spied several camps, assumingly of Brockner Puler's allies, around a small hill. Or not small, a large hill. Apologies. But they made camp for the night after traveling for a little bit. And upon awaking, were greeted by the sentient spear, Bright Gleam, Spear of Pelor, the Dawnfather. Much to Remy's surprise and then excitement, as they're on board with killing evil together. Yeah, and that's where we picked up. You guys are starting to head out on your day of travel, I assume?
Yes.
Sure.
Great. Can someone roll a d20 for me?
Someone.
Do it.
Anyone.
Go for
I'll
it.
do it.
Um.
You got it?
Nope.
Go for
Do
it.
it.
13.
Okay. Blessedly, the day is quite sunny, if a little bit warm. You guys are pretty close to the equator here. And as you depart from this kind of golden forest above the valley, the coastal breeze ceases and it gets a little bit more muggy. But there are no complications as you make your way across the valley for a good 3-4 hours. The city growing in your vision, the river becoming wider as you get closer, before you indeed arrive at the river. A large arched bridge made of painted orange wood extending over the course of it, at its narrowest point in the area. The city walls rising to the north. You guys diverting any time to go to the city, or are you guys just going straight across the bridge mission?
Is there any information we might want to talk to somebody about there, or should we just keep on keeping on? I don't know.
I don't know, honestly.
How much farther is it to the hill where the camps are?
About 2-3 hours.
Okay. And we were fairly, Cyrus was fairly confident that he was going to do something like today.
Yeah.
Okay.
When we get within 1 mile, I can cast clairvoyance just to kind of get a basic
So
sense
I
of
think,
what things.
okay, we should just keep going on until we can do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, and then
Unless
if
you
we
don't have
maybe
a
need
good-
to turn back and
Yeah,
and make
like,
preparations,
Regroup or
based on that
yeah.
information.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys set out once again across the bridge. You're able to get a good look south as well now at this point, and the valley seems to meander on for quite some time before it seems to hit more mountains much further to the south. It seems like this land kind of slopes downward into the interior of the continent before rising back up at some more mountainous peaks. But you make your way further eastward, the mountains starting to loom. Eventually, what's everyone's passive perception?
11.
15.
Okay.
16.
12.
18.
Okay. Bells and
16.
Remy,
Yeah.
you guys are able to hear before you see a group of outriders, scouts, mounted, riding across the plains. If you guys want to make a stealth check, you may, to like hop down in the tall grass.
Yep. I'll try.
Yes.
15.
Ooh, not one. Reroll it. That's
Halflings.
better.
Halflings, yo.
Yup. 23.
23.
It's no sneaky.
23 for Iodon as well, actually.
Hey.
And then what was Cyrus's?
What am I rolling again?
High
Stealth?
five me, Iodine.
12.
Fancy meeting you
12.
here.
It's fine. It's a group stealth check, so
Okay.
Remy and Bells kind of signal for you guys to get down and hide. You all jump down into the grass. Remy, you don't really have to do much. Ruby, you don't really have to do much. You kind of just hunch your shoulders a little bit. You're fine, and they gallop past. With
Cyrus is trying to be sneaky, like more with his shoulders, but he's still like crunching on the leaves.
Oh yes. Iodon gives you a stern look, and then the crunching subsides a little bit.
Yeah.
You do spot several regalia pieces upon these outriders. It does seem like these are Justicars. You see members of the Church of the Tetrad. You do see an arcane practitioner, most likely from the Quintessence. And you spy a couple of knights in reddish armor.
I have questions.
Why is the Church of the Tetrad a part of this?
Have they been
You don't know.
thralled
Okay.
too?
You don't know why the Justicars are here. You don't know why the
Like
church is
how
here.
Yeah,
did
like,
he
what?
get all of
I
them?
see what you're doing and I hate it.
Who are all these red armor guys? What is that?
There's only two knights in red armor. You can identify them as most likely Knights of the Ruby Throne.
Oh, who's that?
They are
a Lynn's order of
Oh,
They serve.
okay.
They serve the Ruby Throne, which is the throne that Damian Blackthorn sits upon, the leader of the country you guys just left.
Okay. Do any of them have black eyeballs or veins that we can see?
Make a religion check for me.
which
Me?
I would like to also look for that specifically if possible.
Oh, stop.
do it.
May I, Tyler?
Come on.
You say religion?
14.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. 16.
You don't spy any black kind of markings spidering up any veins. Their eyes seem goopless. Remy, you hypothesize that it could perhaps flow down from others of influence, if that makes sense. So not necessarily every person has to be infected with it, perhaps, to fall under some sort of indoctrination. Another theory you have is that perhaps they're just aligned with those who have been indoctrinated and don't necessarily know all of the things that are going on. You're not exactly certain.
I mean, if we just figured it out.
I don't see
All right,
anyone
so-
that I know or is familiar to me or that I've seen at school, do I?
Not in this group.
Okay.
You don't see your brother. You don't see
Or,
anyone
like,
you've
anyone.
trained with.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a large army.
Right.
And it's a standing army. And the bulk of them are in the Alanko lowlands fighting a war with a rebellion
For
state. A rebelling state.
That
so.
whole thing.
Yeah, that's still going on. Y'all haven't got
That's
news
right.
about that for a hot minute, have you?
I don't care.
Civil War and all.
I think about it all the time.
I do too. no.
I don't even know
Nope.
what that is.
Nope.
It's fine.
But yeah, they pass by. And you guys are able to continue on your way.
How close are we now to like their general encampment?
I mean, you're about 2 hours out.
That's gonna be like 6 or 7 miles.
Yeah, you're getting close.
Okay.
But you are able to get within a mile without any further interruption. You do see a couple of other patrols, but they're pretty far off. Pretty sparse. It doesn't seem like they're anticipating too much resistance to this.
All right. As we're getting closer, I'm just going to talk to them. All right. So we've seen some pretty disparate factions coming together here. What? How did he amass a force this large so quickly?
I don't think he amassed it quickly.
Have you been following this for some time?
No, but you can't amass a force this quickly, that fast. And if the stories you told me about him are true, your encounters, seems like he's been working towards this goal for quite some time.
He's been in a pretty prestigious position for a long time, a position with a lot of influence, a position where he's been playing the long game. I'm quite sure of that. Would I have overheard any correspondence between Brockner Pueller and any of these the leaders of these other factions that might give me some more information about what's going on here?
Sure. You've not heard any correspondence between any of them, but you know that he had various touch points with the leaders of the Justicars, the leaders of the Knights of the Ruby Throne, and the leaders of the Church, as Brockner Pueller operated on the Council of the Ascendancy as the Spy Master, and each of those leaders also had council seats.
Would he have had me doing any errands among them that might have yielded a little bit of information?
During your time with him?
Yeah.
Well, so the first thing he sent you on after breaking you with the goop was the job with fingers. Or with this group, so you didn't really run any correspondence in that time.
Okay.
Make a general intelligence check to see how much you remember of your time in your pocket dimension cell.
I'm good at that. 22.
You do remember while you were in this this astral jail, they did bring in several high-ranking Justicars and several of the more prestigious Knights of the Ruby Throne. You didn't see like Kif Palfellow or anyone of that rank, but some higher-ranking ones.
Okay.
You had a question?
No, it's fine.
Okay, sorry.
Just one of these spells that's just a dumb spell and is too hard to use.
What spell?
Polymorph.
Oh.
I'm like trying to look at my list of animals, and then it's like, whatever. Never mind.
Why don't you turn into an eagle and like fly?
That's what I was trying to look at. I'm like, what can I turn into? What are its stats? But I can't see it on my phone, and I just it's too complicated.
Man Eagle 5e.
Paper.
Yep.
Give me a table.
PHP on my iPad and on my phone.
But just go ahead and tell me what you want to do, and I can give you the stats.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
what do you want to do?
for some type of scouting, I can be a bird that can see things. But does it need to be giant? Because then won't people be like, "There's a giant eagle"? Like
Not
if
if you
I
fly
want.
high
It's
enough.
a hawk.
Oh, okay. Then I'll be that
Okay.
or something.
Yeah. If you want to cast Polymorph and go scout, that's completely.
Well, not right this second necessarily. If we're in the middle of other things, I was
We're not.
just trying to get ahead of it.
Sure. But yeah, as you guys are discussing this, Iodon will just say, "Yeah, I don't think anyone knew anything besides the fact that he was an Archmage of Divination."
It's just baffling to me with all of the battles going on in the other continent. I felt like we would have heard something about this.
I did hear a bit about Justicars being diverted away from the front.
What did you hear?
That they were being diverted away from the front.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the war there is not raging as strongly as it did at the beginning.
But, on the surface, those kinds of decisions could have any number of political explanations. So I don't
Sure.
know. I mean,
Tactical retreat.
because the other thing about this is Brockner Pueller really only thinks he's the mastermind behind all of this. I mean, who knows how deep Bane's own tendrils go through everything and how long they've been trying to put the pieces in place.
I would not be surprised if Bane has been influencing these wars as well somehow through perhaps Pueller.
You think that's what's been happening?
I don't know, but he is the Strife Emperor, and better to take disparate, chaotic factions and subjugate them than to take a cohesive continent and subjugate that.
I don't like that one bit,
What
but it
is
does make
our
sense.
plan for moving forward? Should
I
we
don't know.
continue to scout out the
I
camps?
suppose just gathering information at this point in time, figure out what it is we're heading into
We need
exactly.
to find that city.
Just glad Elend's not here to see the Knights of the Ruby Throne involved in this.
I'm glad she's not either. Though, perhaps if she's watching from...
Though I do wish she was
Playing.
here.
Remind Liz the player, there was like black goo on her when she exploded, right?
No.
There wasn't.
But-
No, it was the dudes.
Yes.
That's
They
right.
turned into black goo and got away. I like, there's something. Okay.
Tyler, your face.
What's his name? Linus?
Linus
And his
Cartacea.
brother? What was the-
Cartagia.
Linus.
Yeah,
It's
he
her
did,
fiancé
he
that was
did
running that
dissolve into black
slavery
goo
ring.
Whose
upon
fiancé?
his expiration.
Elaine's.
What?
It was the thing.
He was a slaver.
I mean, I remember hearing, because when I started was like when she had just had her heart explode.
Yes.
So y'all were like hearing about that, so I was like here for that. But I wasn't actually here for y'all
He
playing
was
that. I
involved
didn't know
in
that.
Human trafficking.
He was her
Lover.
fiance. Ugh.
Yeah.
Not really.
Sick.
Not, yeah.
lovers.
It was an arranged thing.
It was.
Mm. Still.
He was gross.
Bummer.
He was
Very
into
gross.
But he's dead now. Or is he?
He did
But yes.
seem awfully okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, you guys could probably put that together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Moving on.
is there anything else you guys want to do as you guys are approaching the camp nearest to the the path you've taken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would there be any reason for me to cast detect magic at this point?
It might. That actually might, alert us to something like a
Big ward.
magic
Yeah,
map
like you feel like
or-
if we're like
I'm like
close, like
100% sure we're getting scryed on for sure.
are we like close enough now for me to like go ahead and start doing that?
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Okay, then I will cast that.
None of y'all have true sight, by the way, do you? I don't think you
Um,
do.
I've got-
By the
I've
way,
got third eye, and I don't remember what the mechanics are on
Okay.
that.
I thought about taking that and I didn't because it sounded boring.
Okay. Detect magic. What's the radius on that?
30 feet.
30 feet. You don't pick up anything
It
magical
lasts for
in
10
the
minutes.
vicinity as you walk.
Okay.
Not for 10 minutes.
Okay.
But
If only the range were 32 feet.
man,
As we
so
walk,
those extra
okay.
2 feet per minute or whatever,
It can also
however that works out.
penetrate most barriers.
Mhm.
Okay.
Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and use my third eye because apparently that lasts until I'm incapacitated or
Sure.
take a rest. And I'm going to use that to give myself ethereal sight. So I can see into the ethereal plane for 60 feet.
Sure. As you guys are walking and you decide to use True Sight, you do spy an arcane presence of what seems to be this large, unblinking arcane eye of kind of this purple tinge, but with like black tendrils piercing its iris.
Oh, well, that's not good. Y'all, we are being looked at.
Can you hit it with anything?
Do we get down?
Looking
What
at
are we?
this.
What is looking at us?
I
Is it
like
invisible?
got his sword half.
Is it Pula doing that thing that he would almost do?
Do I?
It is a scrying spell.
Okay.
Is this like a giant eyeball, or it's just like a
It's like it's not an eyeball-sized eyeball, but it's like maybe this big.
where?
I do
Where is
definitively
it?
recognize that as
Just
scrying.
floating.
Like right next, like
Yeah, it's just watching you guys.
it's not like over the camp looking at us. It's like right with us.
It's not a
Okay.
Sauron.
No.
Yeah, that's. I'm like, what?
It's just a
What is
floating
the
eyeball.
scale of this eyeball?
It's football sized.
Okay, but it's like with us.
It'll follow you.
Sick.
And we've never noticed him doing that before.
It's invisible unless you see into
Oh,
the ethereal
okay.
plane.
Okay.
Mm.
We don't see it.
But now
I guess
that,
we've always failed our saves or whatever.
It does seem to be following Remy specifically.
okay, but
Yeah.
now that we know that it's there, then would we be more likely to be able to pass the save?
Yeah, I've been rolling for you guys
Yeah.
behind the screen, but
I assume.
yeah, you can pass the save after this
Yeah.
effect of scrying. Probably,
Successful
I'll give
save.
you advantage if you can see it.
Failed save.
How long does this last for?
The seeing into the ethereal plane
Mhm.
until I'm either incapacitated or rest again.
Okay, so for the rest of the day, you'll have
I should have been
advantage
using
against
that the whole time.
scrying. Yeah,
If a target knows you're casting a spell, it can fail voluntarily, but I don't think there's any advantage.
the only way to get rid of it now would be to dispel magic.
Yeah, I don't have that.
So you're stuck with it for the duration.
Yeah. But it only lasts 10 minutes.
I have a question. Why did my spell not do that? Because it's in a different plane of existence?
Yeah, it's in the ethereal
Okay,
plane.
yeah.
So
Right,
it's not
right.
physically with you.
Right. I don't know what scrying is.
But I'm debating.
Well,
whether
actually-
that would have been picked up or not. Now in my head.
Yeah, it probably. I mean, it's 10 feet
No,
away.
yeah, I'm
from
gonna
us.
say your detect magic definitely would have picked up on that.
It says a creature that can see invisible objects sees the sensor as a luminous orb. But that's, of course, not the same as being able to know what it is.
Yeah, you wouldn't know you would know that it's divination magic, and you would know that it's in the proximity, but you wouldn't know the spell.
Okay. So I'd say I cast that. Cyrus probably shortly after casts his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would just try to kind of look at him and see if Cyrus is seeing what I'm seeing.
Yeah, he's looking in the direction that you felt that tingle of arcane energy.
Like he sees it.
Yeah.
It is following Remy.
Okay. And now he knows that I see it.
Mhm.
But I don't want to say anything about it. And we're gonna just keep doing what we're doing. And I don't know what
So
to do.
y'all aren't gonna mention it at all?
I
Oh,
wouldn't.
no. I already did mention
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. Why wouldn't you mention
You
that,
did?
Liz?
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, I said,
Then-
we're being looked at by a big eye.
That's right. You did say that.
Okay, so he's doing it again then, right?
Idon's still looking around for a big eye.
You can't see it. It's Professor Puler, and he's admitted to watching us many times
He's watched
before.
us,
and
yes, quite a
scrying.
bit.
Ugh. Hate that.
You can't dispel it, can you?
Let me look at his spells.
What is Iodon?
He's a blood hunter.
What is he?
He uses
It's
blood,
made up.
blood magic.
It's made up.
Are you what do you mean? What is he?
Like, is he like a cleric, or but he casts things, so he's not.
Oh, yeah, he's kind of like a spell
Barbarian.
sword.
That's
Okay.
a Matt Mercer class,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
He uses his blood to do magic.
Sick.
That's
Yeah.
why he has all the scars on his arms.
Mm.
Lots of scars.
Give him the
So-
spell, Tyler.
He looks around. No, I can't dispel it, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, it was a kind of a pie in the sky sort of thing.
I have learned a
I
few new
certainly
spells,
can't.
though. Sorry, I interrupted you.
I certainly can't do it.
Okay, wait. Hold on. That's fine. Never mind.
Okay. Well, I guess we're stuck with it then, for at least a little bit.
Yeah.
No, okay. If I saw this thing before Cyrus did,
Mhm.
and he, like, I would have found a way to let him know.
Sure.
Would he have still then used that spell slot?
Well, it's not a spell slot.
Oh. Okay.
It's a feature.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Great. Wonderful.
Cool. I guess just walk as normal.
Can it hear us?
Yeah.
So now that it knows that we know it's there.
Yeah. He knows we know. We know. He. Yes. Yes. To your question.
But this is certainly a frustrating. Where is it?
That's right. Well, actually, he doesn't see it when you do.
It's right there.
It's been following you for a while now.
I believe.
Can I
I'm gonna
reach
throw,
out and,
I'm gonna
try and
throw a
touch
rock
and,
at
just
it.
lean towards it a little bit more and try and poke it.
Yeah, you can poke it and kind of get this like. It's almost like your foot's asleep, but with your finger, where you get pins and needles, as you know, you get kind of an ethereal effect.
Hmm.
Yeah, if I don't like that, I'm gonna take my staff.
Hmm.
Try to bonk
Phases through it.
it. Yeah. It's ethereal, all right.
How long does it last?
10 minutes.
All right, well, let's wait it out and see if it pops back up.
Can you like block it?
Hmm?
Can you like put a barrier between it?
You'd have to like wrap Remy in like a cloak or something.
Leomon's tiny hut would do that.
Or like, I just mean like, what if I just like prestidigitate like several bricks that are like
Sure.
just hang out in front of it? Or
As long as you're not moving, I'd say that's fine.
I want to.
Or something like that, I don't know.
Basically, we're gonna like hang a shroud over it so it just falls.
You do that, I'll cast minor illusion around it to be like a bullhorn noise that's just.
Mm.
That's wonderful.
And that's all it gets. Great. Look at that.
And for 10 minutes, that happens. And then it
Hang on.
dematerializes.
After like 9 minutes, I'm gonna change my thing to just a middle finger.
Love it. Love it. And with that, the arcane eye is gone.
Well, he had to have known we were coming anyway, so I guess, Cyrus, how long? I noticed that you have what looks to be a glowing third eye in the middle of your forehead right now. I'm assuming that gave you some visibility. How long does that stay there?
I guess.
No, it looks really cool. It looks really cool. I
Okay.
promise.
As long as it looks cool.
Bellsman like look at Remy like, no, it doesn't.
He looks at Bells and just gives her one of those like just shakes his head.
But now Puler does know that you're no longer under his influence,
That's not great.
which I guess
He
he
probably
maybe already knew. Who knows?
He's probably been watching us for quite some time, honestly.
Yeah.
We just make do with what we have now. The situation can be improved upon. Cyrus can, I guess, see if that eyeball pops up, and we can do put a shroud around it again, so at least it can't see where we're going.
Yeah.
Can
It can
we
just kind of watch me
use
or one of
your
you.
contraption to shield that out?
We can, but we'd have to stay in one place for the entire time.
I hate that thing.
The eyeball
Well, yes.
or the dome?
No, the eyeball. The dome's great.
No, in the dome, he wouldn't be able to find us.
Hmm.
But as soon as we leave the dome, he would be able to.
Maybe we should just get in the dome now, and then...
And then just stay in one place for 8 hours.
No, we have to keep moving. All right, we might just have to resign ourselves to... Until we can find a way to dispel that thing, just resign ourselves to knowing it's there.
Can we not just do the thing that we talked about doing and like magicking ourselves to some place where we can see everything from?
Where then you can scry?
You're getting close to a mile out.
So we're not there yet.
You're about to be. Like
Okay,
20 more minutes of walking.
maybe let's get moving quick so we can get
Yeah.
to that point.
Yeah.
What have you discovered?
What is happening over here? Oh, walrus.
Everyone, how comfortable are we with one another in close quarters?
Quite comfortable.
Okay, great. Franklin, I need you to do something for us.
Who's Franklin?
is my lizard familiar.
Okay.
He looks like a big old gecko that licks his eyeball.
With those like
Okay.
crazy eyeballs like this.
Like
Here's what we're gonna
Rango
do.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Is
gonna
he, like,
have
big or, like, little?
Franklin cast
Little.
Tensor's floating disc.
He can do that.
Yeah, I can cast spells through Franklin.
Okay.
He just smiles and cuts his head.
We all stand on Tensor's floating disc together. It's 3 feet in diameter, so we'll have to, hug. And then I'll cast Leomon's tiny hut while we're on Tensor's floating disc. And then Franklin will walk, and the disc will float behind him. With us on it, and with Bruckner Pueller unable to watch us.
I would
Tiny
like-
hut is not concentration, is it?
It is not concentration.
Okay, then that should work.
I would like grab
Because it's
Franklin
8
and
hours.
say hi.
What is that?
I would like grab Franklin and say hi, or like put my hands out and say hi to him.
He just smiles at you.
That's cute.
He's weird.
Maybe
looking.
even emits a squeak.
This is the most insane spell combo I've heard in a minute.
After a small greeting,
Great.
Franklin scrambles down,
So D&D is fun.
and
Oh, nice scramples.
scramples.
Scrambles.
You see him
Scrambles down.
kind of arches back a little bit, and his tail goes up, and a small disc starts hovering on the ground next to him.
Maybe to conserve foot space, should I be on somebody's shoulders or piggyback or something?
Sure. And I would just like take her and put her on. Like, just real quick, real fast.
Thanks, Bess.
Ivan, do you have an extra trench coat?
I do
Because that would be cool.
for
2 short people in a trench coat looking like one big person.
No, I'm just on her back.
Yeah,
just
but she's
piggyback.
also like,
I'm 5'2".
I know. We
That's
have done
also not the
this.
first time we've done that.
Yeah.
We have done that. Were
Found
you
the
not
most
here for that?
inventive
No.
way-
This was in the Astral Sea.
Oh my lord! Yeah,
Do it
I
again.
did.
That's right. That's right.
And I made guinea eggs or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Let's just move on.
all right,
That backup duster is for me.
go, Franklin.
He casts his spell.
Wait. Question.
Yes.
In the time that we've spent together,
Mhm.
is Idon still kind of into Cyrus?
Make an insight check for me.
I have to know. 21.
He makes a couple of respectful glances at Cyrus.
Respectful glances.
Respect, or keeping his distance. He's been rebuffed, but
He's not
he's
interested.
not interested.
Okay.
He knows where he stands in that situation.
Okay, great. Is Cyrus aware of this?
No,
No.
Okay, great.
no, Cyrus is entirely
He was never
oblivious.
aware.
He was never aware.
That's true.
You guys hop on. Lehman's tiny hut is engaged upon the floating disc.
Okay,
and
now I need to know how close is Idon to Cyrus while we're all snuggled together.
I mean, what? It's like a 10-foot radius, right?
3 foot radius.
3 Oh, boy.
Okay.
You are all just
close.
kind of standing
Now
almost
that-
like
how
football
tall is
players.
Okay,
he?
if it's a 3-foot radius, that's a 6-foot circle.
He's
So-
about
No, diameter. I'm sorry.
He's about
Oh,
6'2".
Oh, okay.
So he's a,
Twelve.
We are not comfortable.
Normal sized man.
He's pretty lanky.
Maybe we could sit on the edge and dangle our feet.
Oh yeah.
Have done that.
You guys are able to follow Franklin waddling through the tall grass. You just see a little teeny gap in the grass as he's walking.
This is amazing.
For about 20-30 minutes. It's a little bit slower as the foot speed of a gecko is slower than the foot speed of a human. But you guys do come within that 1 mile radius if you want to cast clairvoyance.
I will cast clairvoyance.
As you materialize within one of the camps close by, you indeed see banners from all 4 of those previously mentioned factions. You see people sharpening swords, you see water carriers, you see miners, and various what look to be like scientists of some sort, technicians. You can see crates of rocks being hauled. And just general life of a war camp, but with what seems to be a specialization in excavation. In terms of hearing, you just pick up idle chatter of Justicars. One of them perhaps was talking to the other saying, I wonder what they're even digging for. Why are we halfway across the planet right now? Oh, I want some good stew. And the other one's like, shut up, man. Amanda said we're to come here and do this job. Be ready for anything. We're gonna do it. We're gonna go home. And the other one continues on complaining about how he'd rather be home. You perhaps hear some priests talking from the Church of the Tetrad about maybe just arguing about certain doctrine of Ioun, nothing important happening. But you get the sense that a lot of people aren't directly Bane mind controlled in this camp necessarily as much as they are either under the influence of indoctrination or under the influence of indoctrinated superiors.
Okay.
Can he perceive, like through his scrying, does the eye that can see ethereal things also apply? Like, could you see
no.
magic-y stuff in the camp through your scrying?
Oh, that's...
Well, actually...
It's,
Like through your clairvoyance.
Let me look that up, actually. That's a good question.
I think it depends upon the
Can
future.
they go together like hip to bip to bip?
Well, I guess the question is whether clairvoyance is like, do I see...
Or is it like more vision stuff?
Mm-hmm. Like is Cyrus
When you
perceiving
cast
what
a
Cyrus
spell,
could perceive?
you can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. Then yes, I can.
Ooh, does he see any
Very good
magic?
catch
All
there,
right, Molly.
You glimpse, not on everyone, but on several of the higher ranking Justicars, on some of the church members, on both of the Knights of the Ruby Throne that you see, these kind of black ethereal tendrils wrapped around their shoulders, their arms, their necks, and like kind of like feeding into their eyes.
Would I get the sense that that is similar to or different from what happened to me?
Different from what happened to you.
Okay.
Yours was a physical manifestation of that,
Okay.
whereas this is more ethereal and probably weaker.
Okay. Do I get a sense that they know where they are looking, or are they looking for where it is?
Yeah, you know that they're through idle chatter. You pick up that they're excavating this entire hill.
Okay. So they don't know where it is.
No, they are
generally
excavating
know.
with purpose for this entire hill.
Yeah.
Because they are looking for a lost city of dwarven size,
Okay.
which means that it's likely the entire hill.
Okay. I mean, I'm thinking. I've got Raiders of the Lost Ark in my mind. That's why I'm asking.
Sure.
Are they?
Do they
Is
have
it-
a specific entry
Mhm.
point? Is maybe the question.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
yeah.
You hear them mention several sites of
Okay.
excavation.
Is there one that seems more promising?
Site A.
Site A.
Site A is where a lot of the important people are diverted.
Okay.
You identify a priority among the sites. It seems like a lot of them are sent up to the top of the hill.
So I'm going to, because I can't move where the clairvoyance is, so I'm just going to cast clairvoyance one more time on site A.
Okay. You can't see site A.
I can't see it. Okay, so I can't do that then.
Should I be a hawk and go look at stuff, or would that not be helpful?
That would be helpful.
It would be helpful.
Okay. You turn into a hawk.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you have the stat block for a hawk?
No,
Right
because
now?
I don't know how to find any of that.
That's
Actually,
okay.
hold on. It's in your book.
Yeah, it is.
Show me it in paper.
I got it right here.
The marshals will sharpen our weapons.
So as you take off, you get pretty high up in the air and can get kind of a survey of everything. Indeed, there are probably hundreds in each of these camps. Large amounts of people. Seems like a full mobilization of at least a hodgepodge army or a mercenary company. Actually, also, Cyrus, you do see several mercenary companies, soldiers in with this camp when you're doing clairvoyance. He has hired out some mercenaries for this.
Okay.
As you fly over the hill, you do see all these excavation sites. Some of them a fair amount of the way in. It seems like they've either been working really, really hard all through the night, or perhaps through arcane means there have been sites that have been excavated more quickly. But the largest among them is this large hole near the top of the hill that already has like railing constructed around it and descending wooden stairs that go deeper into the hill. Make a perception check for me with that real quick as well.
I have advantage
Because you bird.
because I am hawk. 13. So what do I add? What do I don't. I don't
Perception +4.
Oh, okay. So that was a 17 or a 20. Soft 20.
20. As you're flying above, during this time, you also are able to kind of map out patrol routes, as well as like kind of the roads, or not the roads, but the kind of worn trails that work crews are going to different sites from, and have kind of found a path that you could maybe chart through the camps and the patrol routes to Site A if you do indeed want to take that route.
Okay.
Um,
Does how how does like Dimension Door work? Like you have to know where it is, or what is the
I
range
believe
on
you have
it?
to see the location.
You have to be able to see it.
It's a 500
You don't
feet.
have to, but you run the risk of getting.
Yeah.
If you land in an occupied area, you'll just
Okay.
hurt yourself.
So if I'm like, see, do I have enough knowledge of this place to be able to like
Shunt yourself into
get
it.
there? Yeah, without having to walk through the camp.
This is a big hill, and 500 feet is not that much.
Okay, so we wouldn't be able to do that.
No.
Okay.
I mean, you could
I'm
once you get
also,
in 500
like-
feet.
Up to my eyeballs in Wheel of Time, so I'm like, we just travel there. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, we'll just like, do I know this well enough to make a? It's different. It's not the same.
That's fine.
My brain has too many fantasies in it.
Is there anything else you're doing while you're hawking it?
Just
Hawking
enjoying
loogies.
the wind in my feathers.
Yeah,
like
it's
all
not.
the
It's a nice reprieve from the
sensations.
stress of your day job.
Yeah, totes. Also, she's like singing a little hawk song.
Yeah. You guys probably
Using
hear
her
a hawk screeching up in the sky.
Dope hawk voice.
I'm sorry.
Using her dope hawk voice.
Absolutely. Those vocal cords that you don't have normally. Yeah.
And yep.
Cool. And then you fly back to this floating, moving rock, basically. Looks like
And
a floating, moving
then
rock.
I can probably very easily draw a map
Yep.
of what I just saw with
You can-
my
you
can
map
tell.
skills.
Yeah, you can.
All the different sites. It looks like there are probably 12 excavation sites in total. You kind of chart a course through a gap in the sentry zones, the sight zones of 2 of these camps, and say that you guys need to basically stop, and this patrol goes by every 10 minutes, and then you should be home free. So that's kind of the plan you've crafted from your perceived layout below.
Cool. I like Hawk Ruby.
Is there anything else you guys are doing as you approach the camp, or are you guys starting to go stealth mode? What's that?
I think it's time to stealth mode.
Okay.
Are we still going to be scryed upon if we change our current arrangement?
I mean, there's always that risk. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to, especially now that he knows that we're close. If we stop doing our tent business,
He will know.
probably.
Can we just take the tent straight up through the camp?
Let me see how well it's going to be disguised because it's opaque.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you right now, people are going to notice a floating
Yeah.
half sphere.
Behind a small lizard.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
just this little orange lizard just.
That's not even a roll for perception thing. That's like a.
This is obviously
This is a thing.
a thing that's happening in front of us.
Yeah. So if you're trying to get past this stealthily, I would not recommend
Vinny!
that. But Iodon does pipe up that he can cast invisibility on y'all.
Okay,
if
well,
you guys need that.
we need him less.
That's fine.
Yes, please.
Brad will still see invisibility though.
That's correct, but other people won't.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's true.
Does your
I also have polymorph. We can just polymorph ourselves to look like little animal friends. It's concentration, so I mean that would between Ruby and myself, that would take care of 2 of us, and then Iodon, his invisibility, how many people can he hit?
I can hit you all.
Well,
Oh, so we don't even need to
here's
do that.
another
Right.
factor. If we're looking at burning spell slots, you could 1 by 1 polymorph everybody to fly there.
How many times
You
can
don't
I
waste
do
that many spell
that?
slots.
Like the
I
problem
only have
of, like,
2
you have
more.
this many people on one side of the river, and you're trying to ferry them all
Yeah.
across.
Yes.
I can
It
only
is-
cast
it
it
is.
2 more times.
Yeah.
Like a chicken and a.
How come some
ferret.
things don't have, you can cast them at
Alright.
higher levels?
Upcast?
Yeah.
I mean, because some have diminishing returns on upcast.
I know, but some of them you just
can
can't.
upcast all of them. It's just not all of them are going to have extra benefits,
Yeah.
right?
Can't.
That's correct.
So if I were to like it only shows up on my 4th level.
Yeah.
If I were to use all of these 4th level spell slots, can I press the button if it's not in the list for like 5th level?
You can't upcast polymorph if it's
You
not
just
on 5th
can't.
level, yeah.
No, you can upcast it. It just
That's
won't
what
do
I'm
anything
asking.
extra. Like, that's how all spells go.
Well, yeah.
Like, you could cast a 9th level spell polymorph.
Does
and
D&D
just
Beyond
be a
just not reflect
polymorph.
that?
Oh no, it's not on here.
Let me
That's
just
my
make
question.
sure that upcast doesn't
Challenge.
matter. No, it doesn't.
So never mind. I could cast it more times than that if I'm allowed to use.
Yeah.
In any case, we're not going to cast 5 polymorphs.
No.
Well,
No.
then it would use all of my upper level spell slots, which means I can
And
no
then we're
longer
going to get
do
in a big bad battle and
anything
have, like,
else.
We're just going to have to like
Be
shocking
toast.
grasp our
I
way
think this is
through
a
it.
good idea. Yeah. As a completely unbiased party.
All right, so we're after some discussion. How are we going to divvy this up? What's the best way through camp?
I think we should just
All the
invisibly
yeah.
sneak.
yes,
Works
that
for
seems
me.
the best.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
I can only cast 1 more spell today. So takes out his knife and just cuts a big old gash. in his
Wait,
hands.
how many spells has he cast today?
Just 1.
He's a half caster,
Oh.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
a paladin.
Okay, right.
He's
Or more like
a blood warlock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Warlocks
Oh, he's
only
a
have,
blood
like,
warlock?
2
I mean,
spell
Yeah.
slots.
he's a blood hunter, but blood hunter is similar in a lot of ways to warlock.
They,
Okay.
just, they get
Yeah,
them back
right.
at a short rest instead of a long
Yeah,
rest.
right.
They also have a lot of
Oh.
features like Eldritch Invocations, but with blood, where you can like blind people or remove their movement speed or whatever.
Like
Cool.
bloodbending?
But he
No.
cuts up and open his hand and flicks it across you guys, and you all
Gross.
turn invisible.
Wow.
Ruby's like kind of grossed out, but also like,
Tastes
I
like
don't know.
iron.
Gross.
But you guys are invisible for the duration of the spell.
Excellent.
Could I have stealth checks as you guys make your way through? At advantage. And good thing, because I had rolled a natural 1.
Oh my god. Hey,
I'm
Tyler,
seeing a lot of not good faces here. What's up, Hayden?
I rolled a 15, and I'm
Okay.
gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Go for it, Hayden.
stealthily. 22.
22, 11,
Or 22. 22.
Okay.
Which is better than the natural one that I rolled the first time.
See?
Hey.
That was 2 natural ones avoided by the disability. Not disability.
Advantage.
Invisibility. You guys are able to creep up in between 2 of these camps and start up the incline of the hill, stopping exactly where you told them to stop, Ruby, on your map. And you do see passing by what look to be like 4 heavily armored paladins and clerics of various deities of the Church of the Tetrad before you're able to continue on further. Eventually making your way to the crest of the hill where there's this pretty simple, pretty rustic railing and spiraling staircase boring into the mountain, or not mountain, the hill face. You see several guards, but with those stealth rolls, you're able to make your way past them and up to the actual stairs themselves if you'd like.
Does
Yes.
Cyrus see any more suspicious ethereal activity?
You do not catch any more scrying on your part.
Remind me, the Tetrad is Bahamut, Ioun, and Cord?
Bahamut, Ioun, Cord, and Pelor.
And Pelor. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. they're-
Wait, Bahamut, Iron, Cord, and Pelor?
Yes.
Is the Tetrad.
That's 4.
I know.
Tetrad is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Tetra, quad, whatever you want to say.
Oh, yeah.
But yes. Yeah, it was probably like a paladin of Pelor, and then like 2 clerics of Ioun, and maybe like a storm cleric of Cord or whatever. And yeah, anyway, you guys are at the stairs kind of boring down into this hill.
Let's go in.
Yeah.
All right. One by one, you start to descend these spiral wooden stairs that creak a little bit. It seems like it was hastily created, not necessarily shoddily made, but
I have a question.
yeah.
How do we know that where everyone is?
you don't.
Did we tie a rope around ourselves?
You could
Are we holding hands?
absolutely. You could have retconned
Like,
that.
no. We
Yeah.
definitely know where everyone is.
You can hold hands.
How do we know where everyone is?
Holding hands.
Or like hold on to the person's like collar or whatever.
Okay. I just want to know. This is important to me.
Iodon probably would go first, unless
Sure.
someone
Whatever.
protested.
We're just walking through this camp like school children crossing the street, all holding hands.
Holding hands, holding the rope.
Holding the rope.
But you guys descend for
Cool. Handles on it.
Yeah.
what seems to be 30, 40 minutes
Whoa.
of the spiral staircase boring
Yuck.
into the ground. The
30, 40 minutes of the spiral staircase.
stone around you,
I'm gonna throw up.
natural,
too.
not worked at all. It's just straight stone. Kind of like every now and then there's like natural caves or other pieces of like grain, but it's pretty much just stone. Before at those stairs end, you come into a small carved chamber. Again, this rough stone excavated, but before you on the ground is worked cobblestone and a small square hole within the cobblestone with 2 what seem to be like iron stakes in the stone and ropes tied to them going down the hole.
Like this is where the dwarves went down to their city.
No.
Where's
Like in
the
elevators.
excavators.
Like they cut a hole in this carved or this worked stone and then put 2 ropes to descend into it, wherever this is.
So how much cobblestone is like in front of us?
Oh, just it extends to the borders of your carved space.
Okay, so the spiral staircase ends,
Mhm.
and then there's this hole.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a rope of climbing.
All
What is
right.
that? What was that? Why do we need that?
Uh,
Does it do it? Does
just
it do
means
anything helpful?
You can have it unwrapped whenever you get down at the bottom.
Oh. Would that be like we could climb down more stealthily than using this whatever?
I would say so.
Well, I mean, you won't
could
be.
mean that we don't like leave a rope.
Your
behind.
rope will not be noticed by parties coming forward. So that in that way, it's more stealthy.
No one
but-
will know that. Rather than like
We had-
leaving our rope there.
I just mean rather than using the ropes that are already installed.
No, but
with
I mean,
a
if those
lift or
ropes
something.
are trapped or something, then you would avoid a trap.
Oh. Okay. Do we want to go down here?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Iodon will probably drop invisibility at this point, or it's probably dropped at this point with
Yeah.
how long it took for you guys to get up
Time
there.
is, what, an hour?
All right, so down we go, I guess.
Sure.
Y'all want to use this rope or use the magic rope? I don't know if it matters.
I mean, if it works the way that we think it does, it'll be good to not leave anything behind.
If I have the choice between using a rope that could have come from anywhere, been used by anyone for any nefarious purpose, or a magic rope, let's use the magic rope.
Yeah, those are Bane ropes. We don't like Bane ropes.
The Bane ropes.
No, that was a joke. Sorry.
Ruby is also chuckling.
Is she
cool.
chuckling or giggling?
Yeah.
Girlishly.
No, not girl. She's a woman.
She is a woman.
Okay. Flirtingly.
Yeah. She's not trying that. She's not trying too hard.
Okay.
She's just like
Oh my god.
putting it out there.
Smitten.
Cool. I guess I'll get it out and we'll.
Okay.
You know.
guys descend a long way. Your arms are aching by the time you're done climbing down this rope as you hit more worked stone and this expanse of darkness surrounding you. You can't really see anything at this point.
Even if we have dark vision.
What's dark vision for 60 feet?
Yeah. Well, let me double check on that. Features and traits.
Even if it's like 120 feet, it's dark around you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. Okay.
Should
darkness
I
just looks like dim light.
Turn my light on.
Yeah, if you would like.
Should we
I
like
would
detect magic, or can you still see things?
You can still see things, ethereal things. So
Should we use some light here?
I can't see anything. So,
uh,
Yeah.
I will cast light on the head of my staff.
okay, you guys bring out your various light devices and it kind of radiates out around you and gives you vision for about 60 feet or so before it is swallowed up into darkness again. No discerning features around you besides just air and what look to be cobblestone ground.
Is there like a paths? Just
Mm.
one big open chamber,
Yeah.
like a
It seems to be a big open
hallway?
chamber.
Okay.
No paths.
So I'm envisioning us in a group in like a giant, who knows how big dome with just cobblestones. Is that correct?
Yeah, just like this kind of dome of light, this lonely light within a kind of all-encompassing expanse of darkness.
I would
Are-
like to listen to see if I can hear anything.
Sure. Make a perception check for me.
I'm gonna just try to get everyone to shush for a second. Everyone, just hold on. I'm gonna try to hear something. See if I can hear anything. Okay, that's actually really good. 26.
You hear just the whisper of voices, directionless within this expanse. And you said 27?
26.
26. Just on the edge of your vision above you, you see some sort of stone corner? Something. If you moved the light maybe a little bit over, you could get a closer look.
I'm going to beckon everybody, but also try to keep our voices down. Like, I'm not going to say, come this way, and be like,
Sure.
gesture to them.
I'd follow him.
As the light kind of illuminates above you, roughly 60 feet, if not 80, is this large square block of stone that seems to be hovering in midair, extending both ways into darkness.
What?
Large square stone, probably about as thick as this table.
Extending both ways?
Yeah, it's basically a not a cube. What's the rectangle version of a cube?
A rectangular prism.
It's a rectangular prism in the air made of stone, extending both ways into darkness.
Okay.
Like a bridge.
I mean,
Okay, so is it,
you don't
How,
see any
how
walking
high up
people.
is it?
About 60, 80 feet up.
all right,
Should we jump up there?
everyone hang on. Give me all the ropes
Give you the ropes. For what?
so I can get up there and bring us up there.
Why can't Cyrus just jump you up there?
I can't jump 60 feet.
Can you not make him jump that?
Even with his super jumping.
It triples his jumping height. 60 feet.
Remember,
is-
I can fly. Remember the cool crown?
Why aren't you flying?
Because he's going
What?
to put the rope up there so we
It's
can
not
all
a
get up
need
there.
to.
Okay. So you're going to do that now?
Well, yes. Do we want to see what's up there?
I think so.
Actually, first things first. Okay, well, how about this? I can fly. I can get myself up there, and I'll look around. If there's people up there, then I won't throw ropes over it. And then I'll come back down if I need to. I'll scout it out. How about that? I'll scout it out.
Sure.
Sounds minimal.
Okay, I'm gonna cast. I'm trying to decide if I want to cast fly or just. I'll cast fly on myself.
Fly up.
But I would like to stay like far enough away to where I could barely see what's going on there because I don't want to be spotted.
Sure. As you get closer, you're able to make out color within this, like the edge of this light, and you notice that this is not stone, but worked jade. But as you get closer, you don't see any defining features besides the fact that this is just a square rectangular prism.
Are there any people on it?
No, not within your line of sight, which is quite limited at the moment.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna fly up a little closer to. I want to fly up until if there are any figures on it, I can make them out. If not, then I will approach and land on the thing.
There are no figures on it, and you can land on it.
How large is it? As large as this table, like
Yeah,
across?
And
like
then
thickness.
like running in both directions.
Yeah.
Away.
And how deep is it?
Probably the same depth.
Okay.
So
It's-
for people who can't see the table, that's what it's 10 feet or so.
6 feet.
It's
Yeah.
about. I'd say it's larger than the table. It's probably about 10 feet by 10 feet.
Okay.
All right.
I'm picturing the rainbow robe in my head.
Look around for
So it's in my head right
I don't know clues,
green
any kind of indicators as to there might have been something here that's not there anymore, or
Sure.
or like a control something, a button.
You walk, a fair amount of time out. You leave your light basically, quite
Oh,
quickly.
hold on a second. I thought you said this was a 10 by 10 thing, but that's just not how long it is.
No, not how long it is. 10 by 10 in terms of the sides.
I will be going back and down to
It extends like forever in both directions.
Okay.
So it's 10 feet
I'm gonna-
wide, 10 feet deep.
Yeah. I'm
And
not going to do
forever.
that kind of investigation.
Mhm.
I can visualize now. That's what I thought at first, and then I got confused afterwards.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's a confusing situation you're in.
It is.
All right, I'm gonna
haven't
fly
done one
back.
of these
I'm
before.
gonna first. I'm gonna affix some ropes to this here thing
Okay.
and fly back down and say, "All right, we can shimmy on up." Or actually, can I just fly all of you up individually?
What's your strength?
9.
No, you can't pick up Bells or Cyrus.
Can
They're
they
too
not
big.
like hold on to my legs?
Yeah, but well, okay, actually, yeah, that could work. It's just gonna hurt your joints, but it could work.
You don't have to hurt my legs, my spindly little legs.
But you can fly them up one by one if you'd like.
Okay, if that sounds satisfactory to everyone, I'll fly us up here,
Great.
and that'll pretty much do it for my fly time.
After some time, you guys all find yourself ferried up by Remy to the Jade Prism. That's what we'll call it for now. You are now successfully on top of it. What would you like to do?
Listen again. Tell which way to go.
I would
Perception
turn
check's
my
not
light
gonna-
off, I think,
Somebody,
at this point,
like-
if Cyrus still has his own.
Survival check. Which way do we go?
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
I'm looking.
So they extend both ways off into the darkness.
Can we walk the direction opposite that we came from?
You came from above.
Yeah.
But where did the ladder, like from where it let out?
So it let out here. You came from the ceiling via rope, and then stretching across
Okay.
this space.
It runs perpendicular
yeah.
to where we came down from. I guess.
Perpendicular to both the floor and the ceiling.
That doesn't make
You mean
What?
parallel
Wait,
to
what?
parallel to the floor and the ceiling?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, parallel.
Okay, I was like, what?
Perpendicular to the path that we came down.
Apologies. It's one of
Just
those paintings with the stairs that just go around like upside down.
Yeah, we are in Escher's mind.
Yes.
What is
Yeah.
happening?
we
work on
came
your
down
geometry
roughly what might seem
For a
like
session, Tyler.
I'm going to cast Locate Creature,
Okay.
and I'm looking for any humans within 1,000-foot radius.
You have to
Whoa.
is the human the creature you're specifying, I guess?
Yes.
100 foot?
1,000.
1,000 feet. Oh geez. Yeah. You pick up tons of humans down here. All directions.
All directions. Specifically, I'm thinking there were 2 ropes leading down here.
Not any close by. Where do you get the distance?
I think I do. Let me double check.
I think
that.
you just get
I know you don't for detect objects, so
Locate.
yeah, locate creature. You
Locate creature.
know the direction it's moving if it's moving.
The spell.
How long did it take us to go down the stairs, Tyler?
Creatures moving.
30, 40 minutes?
Forever.
Okay, so then of all of the creatures, all of the humans that I locate, are any of them moving directly along the lines of this
No.
block? Okay.
In fact, you don't find any. All the humans that you find are 68 to 80 feet below you in terms of
Oh,
direction. They're all in that direction below you.
How many?
Possibly hundreds.
Oh.
All right, well, we can either just pick a direction on this thing or we can try to figure out how to get down. I nominate we just pick a direction and start strolling.
I do too.
Okay.
It's possible that
Um,
this might be something that they missed.
I'm gonna channel our dear Venuthra and just flip a coin real quick.
Go ahead and roll a d4 for me as you flip a coin.
Which one is a D4? This one?
Mhm.
It's a 2.
Okay. You don't really have a sense of east, west, north, south down here, so you pick one direction
That way.
and you start walking. You keep walking. You keep walking. For 20 minutes? 30? And then finally, blessedly, you make out something. First, kind of small lines in the darkness that materialize into flagstones, not cobblestones, but flagstones. Like you would see in the street of Urungal or Ormond or Startag. And then you come to the end of this jade prism that starts to expand outward in small chunks of red rock directly into these flagstones.
Cool.
You guys, someone can make a general intelligence check if they would like.
Not me.
I'll do it.
I
Use your
don't
big
remember
brain.
what my that is.
I have none of that.
17.
Okay.
What? You
You
doing
making
it?
a check?
I know because it's stuck and I can't.
Oh, no.
It
I
does,
don't.
it does get stuck.
Why? On extras, which is blank.
Let me
Why?
just,
Do you know what yours is?
No.
Are you
I
intelligent?
think it's
I
like
don't
a
know.
+2. Let me just check on your. I'll open your campaign
I'm not.
character sheet.
I am very not intelligent.
Come on.
Just X out the app and then reopen.
It's not on that.
Are
it's
you
on the-
smart?
Yeah.
Can you do this?
I mean, I've got a +2. I'm reasonably smart.
No.
Got a
Oh my gosh.
plus
I don't know how to
0,
use this
10.
thing.
I mean, it doesn't super
Oh,
matter.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Cyrus met a DC.
It is
so.
seriously.
This is very strange to you, Cyrus.
Mhm.
There it goes.
You're observing the cracks in these flagstones, this expanding piece of red rock connected to the jade that you're walking upon that kind of melds seamlessly into it. And then it hits you. These flagstones look like flagstones you'd find in the streets of Urungal because it is a street. This piece of jade you're walking on, it's got to be a pillar. You're sideways.
Oh.
We're sideways or
You're
the pillar
side-
is sideways?
The pillar is sideways. You're walking, right side up, but this is a pillar and you're walking on the pillar.
Okay.
So it
As
dead
part of the
ends
ruined
into
structure.
The ground.
flagstones?
Or the ceiling.
Oh.
But based on your deduction, this would be the ground because it's street flagstones.
And so the ground is sideways.
Mhm. It seems like the
Like
city
the whole
is
city
settled
is like
sideways
this.
under the hill.
Okay. So the city in its ruination is disoriented.
Askew.
There's not like a magical effect to it that's
This
changing
doesn't
the
seem to be
gravity
arcane.
or okay. I'll relay that information to the group.
Huh. Well, that would make sense, I guess.
That
Yeah.
means this pillar's really tall, though.
It does. It means
You rolled
the
an
city
architecture.
the city is very large, and it also means that this thing might be extremely difficult to find, since we can only hold ourselves upright in one direction, but the city is oriented in a different direction and possibly many different directions, just because of how I don't know how it might have fallen.
Well, I'm just gonna see if I can okay, now I'm not making this joke again. I want to see if I can just walk on the wall and see if it reorients.
It does not. You take a step, and confident you could keep running up it, you take another step, but gravity does indeed take hold. And you
Okay.
are able to land back on the jade pillar.
Well, the only thing I can get up there. I've practiced a whole lot. I think I could pretty safely climb up the road, but I don't know where it's gonna go.
The vault was said to be below Banhagborum. So wherever that is, we need to get.
Do we have any idea what a Bonhog Borum is?
It's the
the
city.
city.
Oh, it's a city. I'm sorry.
That's in character.
Yeah.
That's on brand.
Except he would know.
what that is.
He would know that.
He
Yeah.
would.
That's true.
He's bumbling, but he's not dumb.
He's just
Yeah.
he's mistaken a couple of the vowels. Blaine,
Yeah.
Bogdorum.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to just like? I'm not gonna casually walk up the wall this time.
Sure.
I do want to actually. I want to climb it. I want to
Yeah.
go up it.
Okay.
Move vertically. I'm going up the wall.
Okay.
So
well,
it kind of looks like he gets a running start, and he kind of like he'll slap his gauntlet into a rock and just like pull himself up and
Oh,
just
yeah.
kind of keep going that way up
how many feet are you going?
until I hit something.
Okay. You run for a good minute or so before you slam into another pillar.
This
You
one's
take-
above us.
2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, that's BS. I guess I didn't like the way, did I?
No, you did not.
But I have dark vision.
Oh, you do. Never mind. You don't take it. You see a pillar materialize as you're running, and you're able to stop yourself a little bit, and then I guess run back down the wall.
Yeah, I guess so. Just another pillar up there. Pretty much the same as this one. So is this is Bonhog Borum then?
Perhaps.
So when we got
Well, I know,
down
but I
here,
didn't
we were
expect-
walking on a
One of the walls.
wall. Huh.
Which means that he points at the floor. Likely, we need to be going through these floors to get below the city.
Mm-hmm.
Would my ethereal sight detect anything within 60 feet on the other side of that?
On the other side of the
The floor.
no.
Okay.
It's a quandary. And so I went up for a minute, hit another pillar.
Do we have any direction that we could go from where we are right now, aside from just back the way we came? Is this just dead ending into a floor that we need to?
Just dead ends into a floor?
Well, let's go back the way we came and I guess see what this pillar is attached to on the other side.
I can actually. Well, let me see. Actually, need to make sure I can do this before I just say it.
It's fine. Just say it.
I can only do it for myself or someone else, but I can cast Spider Climb if we really have use of it.
I don't know if we do. I mean, there was just another pillar up there and I can.
No,
mean,
I meant to find like a staircase
Yeah.
Within the city.
within
Yeah.
this floor, and he points at the wall that is the floor.
How long
Who
does
was
that last?
telling you all of Oh, go ahead, John.
How long does that last?
Spider Climb?
Yeah.
Uh,
And does he have a spell slot for it?
he has one spell slot left.
Okay.
Does he have like really good spells?
Yeah.
That we should.
Well, if we just take a little short
Save.
rest after his
Lasts for an hour.
Mm.
investigation. Do you think it would be useful for you to go investigate and then come back and let us know?
I think it would be because
I
I mean, if
think
there's an opening that's nearby here, we can maybe find a way. And I could dimension door us through that opening if it's within 500 feet.
Could you take Franklin with you and then we could
That
just
would be a
follow
great
you?
idea.
Very well.
I can go with him too. I mean, I don't think I'll have a problem. Been practicing a lot.
Well, then we'll wait here until we get word from you.
Sounds good. Come on. You see him pull up his sleeve, slit a piece of skin like close to his or like mid on his forearm, and like grasp onto the flagstones, and the blood kind of like solidifies and then sticks like Spider-Man style to his hand, and then he just kind of
So gross.
You know, there's healthier ways to cast spells and do magics.
Perhaps. I have been following the way of the profane soul for quite some time, though. Much to the chagrin of my guild of monster hunters, but that's neither here nor there. Shall we?
I was just thought they would be all like that.
No. Our leader is a blade singer. We have paladins, fighters, all sorts.
The more you know. All right, let's go find a hole.
All right. You guys take off. Him keeping up with you as you have to kind of jog up this wall, but eventually you do come to a small recess in the flagstones themselves that turns out to be a lip that you can kind of grab onto. You guys can kind of pull yourself up, and then there are many smaller lips that kind of cascade up above you as you see that this is indeed a stairway put sideways. You guys witnessed this through Franklin too, or Cyrus, you do.
You can see what Franklin sees?
Franklin on his shoulder and says, "Should we continue or wait for you here?"
Does it look like that staircase is going to lead somewhere, or is it?
It looks like it's a staircase down into the lower depths of the city.
Excellent. So I will gather everybody around me, dimension door, and teleport us up there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys make your way up the staircase, put sideways, descending deeper into the city.
Can you? Never mind. Nothing.
And encounter kind of a hole that you emerge up into the walls next to this ceiling that you emerge from. And there are what seems to be other pillars expanding out next to you guys in the distance as well. But you guys can repeat this process a couple more times if you'd like throughout this kind of journey of dungeon delving, descending further and further into this oblong sideways city. And eventually you reach stone less worked, smoother, darker, striated, tinged with what seems to be kind of green crystals of malachite or some other sort of mineral. Some sort of threshold has been crossed here where you are now somewhere besides Von Hogborn, somewhere older, perhaps, different. Can I have a stealth check from everyone?
Stealth means there's something watching.
Eight.
17.
Okay.
10.
10. Oh, I need to roll for that. Ugh. Cheap.
17.
17, 10, 17. What do you got, Remy?
11.
11. Each of you within your head hear this kind of sanguine, cavernous voice. War hath entered my home. Come, let us talk face to face. And hovering into kind of the light sphere First are these strange booted feet of this dark leather with like red embellishments in the leather, followed by a gangly form with hands that only have 2 fingers that are
Yeah.
twice as thick. Or I'm sorry, no. It has all its fingers. But they are purple hands and they are clawed. Descending further, you start to see what look to be writhing purple tentacles before the visage before you is full. Most of you have probably heard of this being, but few of you have probably encountered what is indeed a mind flayer. Glowing orange eyes, large kind of like cone-like squid head, and these large tentacles that drape probably chest length, if not lower, hovering in the air in front of you. No! So, why have you entered? And that's where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Oh boy.
Just pulling out all the things, pulling out all the best of D&D monsters.
All the Underdark monsters. Absolutely.